Hello crafters, this is Flavia and I hope all is well. In today's video, we will be creating Christmas note cards. I know some of you might think that it is too early for that, but Christmas is my favorite holiday. And since it goes by so fast, I have actually been creating Christmas note cards all year long, so I have more time to play with my seasonal supplies. If you're interested, you can check out my Christmas playlist here on the top right corner and also through the link in the description box down below. To create today's note cards, I will be using these two sets by Spellbinders. This one is the Bottle Brush Trees Duo, and I will be using this one to create the Christmas trees for my note cards. With this set, we can die cut Christmas trees in two different sizes, and notice that with this metal plate, we can cut out lots of tree ornaments at once, which is a time saver. For the sentiment, I will be using the Christmas die and Glimmer sentiments hot foil plate and die set. I'm crazy about this one because hot foiling and die cutting are my two favorite techniques, and with this set we get to do both. All of these large words are cut in thin script font, which is just gorgeous, and notice that the shadow die for each word has enough space to fit the hot foil sentiment to complete the phrase. Both of these sets are part of the Spellbinders Classic Christmas Collection new release, and if you're interested, you can find in the description box down below a supply list of all products used in today's video. Today's note cards are top folding A2 size, and I will start by creating the background panels. To do so, I will be using this Starburst hot foil plate by Spellbinders that I actually purchased during their spring sales this year. If you're interested, you can click on the link on the top right corner to check out all of the wonderful products that I got during the spring sale, along with lots of card examples. I'm crazy about this plate because it creates a stunning foil accent, and it is great for the reverse foiling technique that I will show you in a minute. On the top right corner, I have my Glimmer machine, and while I wait for my machine to warm up, I will cut a piece of opal foil and tape this piece of foil and the hot foil plate to my white cardstocks so nothing shifts as I run this through my die cut machine later. Once this first light in my Glimmer machine turns green, it means that the platform is hot enough and I can go ahead and start hot foiling. So I will place this sandwich that I just created on my Glimmer machine with the metal plate touching the platform so it gets hot. I will also place these two plates that came with the machine on top, then press the timer button. After a few minutes, I can go ahead and remove this entire platform and run it through my die cut machine. I will do that off screen because my die cut machine is just too big, but this is how the foil will be transferred to the cardstock. The Glimmer machine adds the heat, and then the die cut machine will add pressure. As I remove the foil, check out the beautiful result that we get. Here is another panel that I foiled using a piece of silver holographic speckled foil. Isn't it stunning? Now, usually I would just throw away these leftover pieces of foil, but not anymore. Nowadays, there are many hot foil plates available that allow us to do the reverse foiling technique, which is basically reusing a piece of foil to transfer whatever foil is left onto another piece of cardstock. I absolutely love this technique because this way nothing goes to waste and we end up getting two and sometimes even three panels out of one piece of foil, which is just wonderful. Here are some solid shape plates by Spellbinders that we can use for this technique. These are just the ones that I have, but know that Spellbinders has many more shapes available. I particularly love the oval shape, which is what I will be using today. So for the reverse foiling technique, I will repeat that same process by taping the foil and the plate to my cardstock and leave it on my Glimmer machine for a couple of minutes so the metal plate gets very hot. Then I will again remove the entire platform from my Glimmer machine and run it through my die cut machine to apply pressure. And just like that, we have created another beautiful panel. And now, since I still haven't used all of the foil that is left in this one piece, I will actually reuse it one more time, but this time I will use this large rectangular plate by PinkFresh Studios. This plate measures 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, so it is great for creating panels for A2 size note cards. I repeated that same process again by using my Glimmer machine to apply heat and then my die cut machine to apply pressure, and check out this beautiful panel. So here we have all 3 panels that I created by using one piece of foil over and over. This one on the left is the first one that I created by using the Starburst hot foil plate. Then we have this one in the middle that I hot foiled using the leftover piece of foil from the panel on the left, along with an oval shape plate. And on the right, we have the third panel that I created by using the leftover foil from the panel in the middle, along with an A2 size rectangular hot foil plate. I also did the same thing with a leftover piece of silver holographic speckle foil. If you feel that when you do this technique you don't get great results and not all of the leftover foil is being transferred to your cardstock, try leaving it in the Glimmer machine longer so the metal plate gets even hotter before you run it through the die cut machine. Usually that does the trick for me. Also keep in mind, at least in my opinion, that some foils transfer better or easier than others, so also try switching the color of foil. So far, I have had great results with these 2 colors of foil. And of course, we cannot forget that we do need to use good quality smooth cardstock in order to achieve great foiling results. Moving on to the sentiments, I will make lots of it at once so I have leftovers for the next time I need it. As I mentioned before, this set involves die cutting and hot foiling techniques, and I think it is best if we do the hot foiling first. As I tape each hot foil sentiment plate to this panel, I will temporarily place the coordinating shadow die plate on my cardstock just so I know how much space I need to leave between each one of these small hot foil plates, and I will hold everything in place with a piece of low-tech tape so I do not damage the cardstock as I peel it off later. Once I have everything in place, I will remove all of the metal die cutting plates and place this panel on my Glimmer machine with the hot foil plates touching or facing the platform, then add these 2 plates on top and leave it on for a few minutes. Only after I run this panel through my die cut machine to apply pressure, I can peel off each foil piece. To remove overfoiling, I like to first use a dense clean brush, and when that doesn't do the trick, I like to use a sand eraser, making sure to be very light-handed so I do not end up removing the shine from my hot foil sentiments. To remove any stickiness from the tape that I use to hold these metal plates in place, I like to use a glue eraser like this one because it doesn't scratch the cardstock at all. Once I'm done cleaning this up, I will go ahead and die cut it. And because I did the hot foiling first, now I can easily align each metal plate with the foiled sentiment so everything looks neat at the end. I am again holding everything in place with a piece of low-tech tape. I'm actually reusing those same pieces that I used earlier, and I will cut all of these shadow pieces at once. Here we have all of the die cut words for each shadow piece. I also cut it out of white cardstock scraps so I can stack these pieces for dimension, but you can definitely skip this step if you want to. Since these are very delicate die cuts, I'm using a fine needle tip bottle to apply liquid adhesive, and this pair of self-lock tweezers that I'm using is also very handy for holding small die cuts like this. I really enjoy the process of creating these beautiful hot foil die cut sentiments, and since I think that I'm gonna be using this a lot, I created more than what I needed for today, so I can have leftovers for future note cards. And in this container, I have all of the sentiments that I've created so far. Moving on, now I will create my Christmas trees with the Spellbinders Bottle Brush Trees Duo. For each tree, we get 2 pieces. One is a solid shape, and the other one is a very intricate piece that we have to glue on top. Since it can be very tricky to add glue to the intricate die cut, I will add a piece of double-sided adhesive to the back of my cardstock before I run it through my die cut machine to cut out the intricate piece. This will turn my die cuts kind of like into stickers, and I will not need to apply any type of adhesive in the back. To assemble my Christmas trees, I will simply place the intricate die cut tree on top of the coordinating solid shape die cut, and then adhere each Christmas tree to a tree stand that I already cut by using these two metal plates. In this small container, I have all of the tree ornaments that I will add later. I cut it out of a mirror holographic cardstock, which is just stunning in person. It really took me no time at all to cut out these ornaments because with this plate, we can cut 12 little stars and 12 ornaments at once. Here we have all of the foiled panels that I created earlier. I trimmed each one to be 4 by 5¼ inches, and now I will adhere it to a top folding A2 size note card. And finally, now I can start decorating the front panels with all of these Christmas trees and sentiments created earlier. I will add lots of die cut ornaments to each Christmas tree and notice how much sparkle it adds to the note cards. My favorite part of the process is always decorating my front panels, and by breaking it into steps, I can better enjoy this final process because everything that I need has already been die cut and assembled. Also, since my workspace is very limited, it helps me to stay organized and keep my table less crowded. Here is a closer look at each note card that I created today, and I hope you felt inspired. For a visual supply list of all products used today, along with pictures of these note cards, make sure to visit my blog and Instagram page. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you do not miss the next one. I hope you have an amazing day and happy crafting!